The night of the fight, they weigh like a 20, 18 pounds more than you. Is difficult. It's more difficult, but my power is there. If you hear the punches, my power is different.
Going up 2 weight classes, really like 3, and early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back, or, you know, catch Canelo early.
Fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and you know they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not the case.
Canelo Alvarez reacted to Terence Crawford's latest training footage with calm respect. He acknowledged that Crawford's movement shows a sharpness similar to Mayweather and credited his hard work in camp. Still, Canelo expressed full confidence, saying that while Crawford's skill and strength are clear, they won't be enough to shake him. He firmly stated that he's ready to take control in the ring and prove once again why he remains at the top.
Good, you know, because first of all is the respect. If they treat you with respect, you do the same thing. And that's what I think. So, and I'm always try to do my best there. Not because I need it or because I need to, because I really appreciate everything.
Yeah, look, and you've been fighting pro now for what, more than 17 years, I believe.
Almost 20.
Wow, yeah, almost 20 years.
In October.
Wow.
I turned 20 years as professional.
Analysts often highlight a key contrast in how fighters approach Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. Crawford, known for his sharp technique and adaptability, usually faces opponents who stay in front of him. They respect his timing and counters but don't always avoid exchanges. With Canelo it's different. Many opponents use constant movement, circling the ring to avoid heavy exchanges, knowing one clean shot could change everything. Experts say this shows why Canelo has such an intimidating reputation. His punches bring not just physical damage but also mental pressure, putting rivals in survival mode early. This is what makes a fight between Crawford and Canelo so intriguing. Crawford thrives when opponents engage, while Canelo breaks them down with relentless pressure and power.
Oh, a run from Terence. As a matter of fact, I ain't even seen Victor Postal run from Terence. We ain't seen Madrimov in his last fight run from Terence but Crawford. But we do see people running away from Canelo Alvarez. People not trying to commit to Canelo Alvarez. We seen it with William Skull. Dude was just as cut up as anybody in the sport of boxing. Mother ever was running. The Cuban style, running. We already know that the Cuban school, man, they highly respected in the sport of boxing. He was running. Jamel Charlo, Iron Man Charlo. I ain't gonna say he wasn't running, but he wasn't committed. He wasn't committed the way that he was committed in the 154-pound division when he was knocking everybody else to get his titles, right? It was very uncharacteristic from Iron Man Jamel Charlo, a knockout artist, right? Even, I'm gonna tell you like this, even Dimitri Bivol was going at it with Canelo Alvarez. 1-2, but he was jumping right back out. Jumping right back out. He beat him in the style that Dimitri Bivol beat him. But it's not like he went out there and had that killer instinct and go for the gusto and stuff like that with Canelo Alvarez. He wasn't just trying to go out there and get him. He was beep, 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 jump back out, jump back out, beep, beep, jump back out. Hold on, I don't want to stay in the danger zone, right? Even though that he beat Canelo Alvarez, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Edgar Berlanga. We seen Edgar Berlanga using his footwork. We seen Edgar Berlanga using his footwork and stuff like that, right? He made a good account of himself, but he didn't commit that the way he was committing versus Mantequilla and all his opponents, because Canelo Alvarez is different. Canelo Alvarez is dangerous. And I've been hearing, of course, a lot of people saying that Bud Crawford is dangerous, but ain't nobody. I never saw nobody that fought Terence Bud Crawford had fear in their heart, fear in their eyes. Even when they was getting beat down from Terence Bud Crawford, they still stepped to Terence Bud Crawford.
Sparring partners who have shared the ring with Canelo often provide useful perspective on this matchup. One, after experiencing Canelo's power firsthand, expressed serious doubts about Crawford's chances. His main concern is the weight jump, suggesting Bud may struggle to carry the extra size naturally. Canelo has already proven himself against larger opponents, even winning at light heavyweight, while Crawford is stepping into new territory. Gaining muscle could increase his strength, but it might also take away some of his trademark speed and sharpness. For a fighter who relies on timing and precision, even a slight drop could be costly. From this viewpoint, the real question isn't just about skill, it's whether Crawford's body can handle the physical demands of facing a proven powerhouse like Canelo.
Everybody, man, as a business standpoint, I think it's going to be a draw if it goes the distance, but I see Canelo getting the stoppage. I don't think Crawford's going to carry that weight well. Even if he did put on weight, I don't think that was a good idea, especially coming up from a smaller guy. But, you know, it's going to be a great fight. Two brains in the ring. It's going to be.
Former world champion and Mexican boxing icon Fernando Vargas has made it clear where his support lies. For him, a Canelo Alvarez win is more than just another victory, it's something Mexico truly needs. Vargas sees Canelo not only as an elite fighter but also as a national symbol carrying on the legacy of Julio Cesar Chavez and other Mexican greats. He believes Canelo's success goes beyond personal achievement, representing the pride and spirit of the nation. While Vargas respects Terence Crawford's talent, he stresses that the emotional weight of this fight falls on Canelo. With the world watching, Vargas says Canelo has the duty to defend his country's honor and deliver a performance worthy of Mexico's boxing tradition.
Yeah, I'm a big Crawford fan as well. Like, every time he sees me and my brothers and my dad at fights, he comes out of his way, shakes our hand. It's all respect. But I just feel the weight's a little too much, Marcos. I feel going up 2 weight classes, really like 3. And early, I feel Terence will have great success. I mean, maybe he'll get Canelo's head snapped back, or, you know, catch Canelo early. Maybe I could see Terence Crawford go southpaw, because you see Canelo has had a bit of problems with southpaws. You could see Canelo, I could see him getting frustrated, picking him up like how he does, like when he gets frustrated. But I say 6th, 7th, 8th round on up, I think he'll figure him out. And we need Canelo to get a stoppage, if not get a get a knockout. I think it'll be great for Mexico, and it'll be great for Razas. But I got Canelo, coming out with the victory.
Canelo is known for wearing down bigger opponents with his power, and history shows that moving up in weight usually troubles smaller fighters. But recent training footage from Terence Crawford's camp has challenged that idea. The clips show Bud looking stronger, quicker, and sharper than ever. Instead of slowing him, the added size seems to have boosted his athleticism. Observers note that he's carrying the extra muscle without losing speed, with his footwork and combinations still crisp. This has shifted doubt into interest. Rather than appearing undersized, Crawford looks fully ready for the jump in weight, with his discipline and preparation helping him adapt smoothly to the challenge.
Right, and again, stark contrast to what Terence Crawford is having to deal with. He is fighting guys, and when I say cutting down from 190, probably in the ring at 190 pounds, much less cutting down from it. Crawford's probably used to being hit by guys like Sean Porter, who, maybe 160 pound on fight night. The difference is just night and day. So I was thinking, how in God's name are you going to get around that? How are you going to get around the strength disadvantage? Because Crawford is very physically strong, and he normally always has, maybe with the exception of Sean Porter, although that was kind of much of a muchness. Sean Porter did really well that fight. He's normally always had the physical strength advantage, very physically strong as Terence Crawford. And I just remember thinking, how are you going to get around that? You're used to hitting guys and they get hurt. Alvarez has been hit by Danny Jacobs. He's been hit by Triple G. He's been hit by Bivol, Kovalev, Callum Smith, etc., etc., etc. Big punching guys who are a lot bigger than Terence Crawford. Granted, not skillful, a lot bigger. So again, I'm thinking, how are you going to get around this? Well, Crawford has released a couple of training clips, and in those training clips, yikes, he's looking good for one. He's looking a lot better than Canelo was looking in some of his training clips. But again, you can't read a great deal into those training clips, because again, Alvarez is clearly holding back. People say, oh, he looked terrible. It's like, well, you can kind of tell he's not going full tilt. You can kind of tell that. So what does that tell you? How many times have we seen guys look good on the pads, and then on fight night they've nothing left? I distinctly remember Alexander Povetkin in the run-up to the second Dillian Whyte fight in an open workout.
Amir Khan, a former world champion who has faced both Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford, recently shared his view on the matchup. He described Canelo as a relentless fighter, pointing to his raw strength, toughness, and punishing counters. Khan, who was stopped by Alvarez in 2016, knows firsthand the kind of power the Mexican star carries. His opinion holds weight since he also fought Crawford in 2019, giving him direct experience with both men. While Khan respects Crawford's skill and talent, he stressed that Canelo's size and physical presence make the difference. For Khan, Canelo brings a level of danger that even the most technically skilled opponents can't overlook.
Man, I thought Canelo at his peak. You know what I'm saying? And Canelo's a beast, and he's a great man. He's a good family man as well. Got a lot of respect for him. I like him, you know, we've always had mutual respect for each other. And he still has a picture of me and him in his front room. I saw on a documentary because he really thought that what was one of his biggest fights, like with the hype that he had and all that. So yeah, man, it was good times.
And then when people see that fight back, you're winning those early rounds.
I mean, look, it's boxing for a 12-round fight. You know, I mean, even though I won them early rounds, he caught me with a good shot. He had the power, he had the strength. I mean, he was so big. I remember thinking this is easy. I can hit him when I want. But then obviously, I knew that when he hit me with a couple of them body shots and he hit me with them shots, I was like thinking, this guy.
One question fans and analysts continue to ask is whether a Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford fight could end up like the much-hyped but underwhelming Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao matchup. That bout drew criticism for its slow pace and lack of action. Some fear this clash might follow the same script. With both fighters fully aware of each other's strengths, caution could dominate the night. Crawford may look to stay out of risky exchanges against the naturally bigger Canelo, while Canelo could aim to control the pace carefully to avoid being caught by Crawford's sharp counters.
Boxing is hanging on a thread. If Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford pulls a Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather, there's no turning back. In this side of the pond, boxing is dead. Look, a lot of things is going to Saudi Arabia. David Benavidez, one of the phenoms in the sport of boxing, going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney going to be performing in Saudi Arabia. Just put this. Jerome Boots Ennis versus Virgil Ortiz, if it would have came to fruition, was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. Boots Ennis, and Tio could have happened in Saudi Arabia. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia was going to happen in Saudi Arabia. So a lot of these big fight that it was planned was not going to be here. It's not going to be here. So for networks to trust the sport of boxing once again, this fight between Canelo Álvarez versus Terence Crawford, whoever you pick, whoever you support, is more than just wins and losses. Doesn't matter. The fight has to win. Doesn't matter if Canelo Álvarez, doesn't matter if Terence Crawford win, lose. The fight has to win. Just like when it was Hagler versus Hearns on a Monday, prime time. Prime time. That was a fight on a Monday, prime time, free TV. They put up a wonderful performance to this day. People still remember, and it was only 3 rounds. Canelo Álvarez and Terence Crawford, they better show out and entertain.
Boxing analyst Elam highlighted a tough reality of the sport. At the highest level, skill alone isn't enough. Qualities like toughness, composure, and experience against big punchers are just as important. Canelo Alvarez has shown all of these, proving himself against larger opponents while moving through weight classes from light middleweight to light heavyweight. Terence Crawford, on the other hand, is stepping into new territory. His talent isn't in doubt, but Elam pointed out that the real question is how he'll handle Canelo's power. In a fight of this magnitude, one clean shot can change everything. With Canelo's track record on the big stage, Elam suggested Crawford's challenge is even greater.
Crawford has to box and not care to want a crowd please. He has to stick and move. If he sits there too long with Canelo, I think Canelo, his defense is great. He'll be able to withstand it and take them in deep waters and win the fight.
Besides being a boxing coach, you're an expert in strength and conditioning.
Yes, sir.
Crawford never fought more than 154. Do you think bulking up, obviously he's bulking up, we're seeing the picture, he's moving up from 147, 54, 60, 68, he's going to gain 15, 20, 30 pounds.
For sure.
Will that slow him down by around 5, 6, 7? The heart, the muscle, the oxygen you take. If your body's not used to fighting it at that size, it doesn't not make a difference.
It depends on what type of strength and conditioning you're doing too, though. So when you do explosive stuff and things like that, plyometrics is different. But he has to bulk up, so he has to lift a little bit of weight. I'm pretty sure he has people with the knowledge and the proper money that he has to get the right people to do the right
NBA legend Shaquille O'Neal has thrown his support behind Terence Crawford, calling him one of the greatest fighters of this generation. Having dominated in basketball, Shaq says he respects Crawford's versatility and his ability to adjust during tough moments. He highlighted Crawford's timing, accuracy, and composure under pressure as qualities that set him apart. In O'Neal's eyes, Crawford's mental toughness and tactical intelligence could balance out Canelo Alvarez's size advantage. His backing shows how far Crawford's reputation has spread, gaining admiration from top athletes beyond boxing. For Shaq, Crawford represents the rare blend of skill and intelligence that makes a true generational talent.
What I meant, listen, you're a lifelong combat sports fan. You go to all the events. Everyone's talking about the one fight right now, Terence Crawford versus Canelo. Who do you got?
I gotta go Terence Crawford.
Terence Crawford?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he's the best ever.
Really? You think he's the greatest ever?
Yeah.
Over Ali, Muhammad Ali? I didn't know you were a big Terence Crawford fan like that.
You have to understand that there's eras, and in different eras, you can bring down the titles. Like, for example, Joker's the best big man now.
Right.
And I don't like.
You put Joker over you as the best big man?
It's different eras and different time. It's not my era, not my time now.
True.
It's their time. So he's the greatest big man in the NBA right now. So I let the people decide who's that. But right now, Terence Crawford is the best.
So
and Floyd, because Floyd has never lost.
So how does Terence beat Canelo? Decision?
He's
or
gonna knock him out.
He's going to knock Canelo out?
Yes, man.
So they're going to have the fight at the Vegas Stadium, Raider Stadium. You're going to be there?
I heard it was off.
No, it's back on.
Okay.
Now it's back on. It's in September 13th in Vegas.
Yeah, I'll be there.
You'll be there. Front row? Front row?
Of course.
All right, cool. You're the man. Listen, I saw you lace up the gloves once versus Oscar De La Hoya. Can we ever see you put the gloves back on? Maybe versus Dwight Howard.
Well, why would I fight him? I only fight champions.
You only fight champions.
If I do. See, my thing is, all these guys had a problem with me, but you wait till I turn 50 to say you want to fight.
Right.
I don't respect that. I'll fight Gronk, because Gronk is a champion, and he's a friend of mine, and I know that he'll compete.
So you want to box Gronk or MMA?
What up? MMA.
MMA.
Yeah.
So, hey, Bigger, so you're a legend. Hey, you're always the coolest. Congrats on another successful year at Jackson House.
Commentator Skull described Canelo Alvarez as the definition of modern boxing success. He pointed to Canelo's journey from a teenage prospect in Guadalajara to a multi-division champion, saying his career shows dedication, toughness, and a constant drive to face top competition. Skull noted that Canelo's legacy isn't just about victories, but also his willingness to challenge elite opponents while managing the business side of the sport. This, he argued, makes Canelo more than just a fighter. He has become a global ambassador for boxing. By comparison, while Terence Crawford is clearly talented, Skull emphasized that he is entering an arena where Canelo has already built dominance and carved out his place in history.
So Canelo's most recent opponent, former IBF 168-pound champion William Skull, spoke about the upcoming Canelo vs. Crawford fight, as well as his experience fighting Canelo, with him citing that he was robbed and everybody knows it. William Skull, whose style of fighting received heavy backlash, also said that the way he fought was all part of their master plan. Skull, who was galloping a lot, said that the whole idea is to make sure that Canelo keeps on missing, in which William Skull himself argues that he was successful in achieving. He also said that the whole experience of facing Canelo Alvarez was bittersweet because despite not getting hit by Canelo, for some reason he still ended up losing, once again insisting that he was robbed. Now, when asked about his prediction for the upcoming Canelo vs. Crawford fight, William Skull kept it safe and vague without choosing a winner.
Boxing legend Shane Mosley, who faced Canelo Alvarez in 2012, gave a straightforward assessment of the fight. He believes Canelo is simply too big. Mosley recalled that even as a young fighter, Canelo had impressive physical strength, and since then he has added more size, experience, and refinement to his style. While Mosley respects Terence Crawford's skills, he argued that size and strength can't be ignored. Moving up several weight classes to challenge a natural super middleweight, who has also competed successfully at light heavyweight, is a huge step. For Mosley, the real question isn't about Crawford's talent or bravery, but whether his body can handle the kind of power Canelo brings.
Not only is Canelo stronger, he has a better defense, a better ring IQ, and he has better experience at an elite level that is not comparable with Terence Crawford. Some of you are going to be surprised that in September, Canelo's going to outclass him, not just outmuscle him. And if you don't believe me, listen to what Shane Mosley has to say about the upcoming fight. After that, drop a comment, like, follow, subscribe. It's a chopping box, baby. Yeah.
It'll be a great fight. I think both guys are great fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and you know, they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not the case. They're both talented.
Yeah.
But the only thing is, Canelo has them by two-weight division. So I think that Canelo beats him pretty easily. But we'll see. If Crawford does good, I mean, kudos to Crawford. You know, I'm happy for him. If he can pull off, great. But my mental, my mind.
That's all for today's video.